Hello, welcome to Moonlit Justice Oracle. I'm here to do a Water and Fire River reading for the Divine Counterpart Collective. It could be specific water and or fire zodiac signs, any significant chart placements. People can just resonate with the general water and fire energy in some way, however it may work. Thank you for being here. Thank you for everything you do in support of this channel. I do appreciate you. Alright, let's see what we've got. Let's look at the Divine Feminine's river water energy. What is this Divine Feminine's river water energy and the water and fire combination? Master Jesus, forgiveness. You are on the path of light, love, and forgiveness. Father, healing is possible at this time. So this Divine Feminine is currently in this forgiveness energy. You are on a path, they understand they're on a path of love, light, and forgiveness. Father, healing is possible at this time. May I have a card representing the Divine Masculine's current river bank energy? What is the Divine Masculine's current river bank energy? Faith, humanity, and benevolence. Stay calm, trust the good in yourself and others, see the light in the world. Wow. Humanity and benevolence. Stay calm. So this Divine Masculine is focused on faith, having faith, trusting in their faith. Humanity and benevolence. Stay calm. Trust the good in yourself and others. See the light in the world. So this Divine Masculine is focused on seeing the light in the world, focusing on the positive, having faith in humanity and benevolence. Trusting the good in yourself and others. Interesting. How are these two counterparts as energies affecting the river they share for water and fire? How are these two counterparts as energies affecting the river they share? Soul expansion. Your consciousness is expanding. You understand the connection between all things. The river's consciousness is expanding. These counterparts as consciousnesses are expanding, understanding the connections between all things. Soul expansion. This river is currently expanding in some way. I'm definitely getting these two counterparts. Their energies are very... What's the word I'm looking for? There's a specific word that exists. Consciously evolved, or like enlightened, elevated, ascended. Seeing things from a higher perspective. I'm kind of getting like, when I said the river is expanding in a way, I'm kind of getting like depth. For some reason, I'm feeling more depth. And that might be related to when I was saying these counterparts are in very enlightened, consciously evolved energies. What is the Divine Feminine currently doing in the river water energy? What is the Divine Feminine currently doing in the river water energy that's affecting the river? The Divine Feminine, what are they doing in this river water energy? Navigating by the stars, follow your bliss. So this Divine Feminine is currently following their bliss, navigating by the stars, huh? Stars, stars. They are following their bliss. They're pursuing what brings them... I'm getting like the purest expression of happiness, or the purest feeling of happiness in some way. Like, it's, how can I explain this? The happiness people feel on a pure level, like, for their highest good. It makes their higher self happy. Their soul happy. Navigating by the stars. What is the Divine Masculine currently doing in their riverbank energy that's affecting this river they share? What is the Divine Masculine currently doing? I'm gonna unofficially take this one. Solitude. In silence, peace prevails. Interesting, because with this Faith card, Stay calm. For some reason I thought it was peace. I thought there was peace involved here. Stay calm. Trust the good in yourself and others. See the light in the world. Maybe this feeling of faith, humanity, and benevolence, this energy of faith, humanity, and benevolence is creating some kind of peace for this divine masculine. In silence, peace prevails. They might be keeping to themselves in some way or spending perhaps more time alone than usual. What is this divine masculine doing that is ascending the mountain? Keep going forward. Interesting. Yeah, both of these counterparts are in similar energies. Hand, no shaky. They're, in this card, ascending the mountain, this person has a walking stick. And then in navigating by the stars, this person also does. It's like, what are walking sticks for? I've never used one in a practical sense. Walking sticks are to help balance, I'm going to assume. Help test the ground in front of them in some way for, I don't know. Well, what do people use walking sticks for? In a recreational way. It's like I'm getting both of these counterparts they're being supported by their connection with the divine, their faith, their hope. So this divine masculine is not giving up. Ascending the mountain suggests that there's an incline, that it's a bit more challenging to walk up an incline. Ascending the mountain, keep going forward. The top of the mountain's their goal, and they're continuing on the path up that mountain. So they're facing their obstacles and challenges with faith, trusting the good in themselves and others. They're seeing the light in the world. They're not giving up on this journey. Okay, how is what these counterparts are doing? How are what these counterparts doing affecting the river that they share? How are what these counterparts doing affecting? Vast vistas, expand your horizons. More expansion energy. Soul expansion. Expanding horizons. Experiencing new things, discovering new things. Interesting. So this river is definitely growing in some way. It's deepening. It's covering more ground. So whatever these counterparts have been doing, whatever energies they've been in, it's leading to the river, which, I mean, is the connection. It's leading to a deepening and expansion of that connection of the river. Interesting. Oh, interesting. Navigating by the stars. These are very similar cards for what the counterparts are doing. The Divine Feminine's card is a nighttime scene with the moon and the stars. And it's like the mountains and hills in the background and this path, right? And then the Divine Masculine's ascending the mountain is a daytime scene with hills, mountains in the background, the path. Interesting. Wonder what that is. Water and fire, huh? I'm like, who rules the moon? Cancer is ruled by the moon, and Leo is ruled by the sun. So that might be relevant here. Confirmation for someone, perhaps. We're talking any significant placements, right? The general energy. What can the Divine Feminine do in their river water energy to continue helping this river? What can the Divine Feminine do in their river water energy? Green Taurus, supreme protection. You are protected. Cords are being cut. Move beyond limitation. Trust. So they're being encouraged to move beyond limitation. Cords are being cut. Trust. Move beyond limitation. Any feelings or thoughts of limitation, they're being encouraged to let go of that. Cut the cords of whatever's been holding them back. Trust. I think I said for the divine masculine, it's about trusting, like in a trusting one's higher powers. It's safe to, this divine feminine is safe to follow their bliss. Forgiveness as their current energy. I'm not sure what they're forgiving someone, themselves for. You are on the path of light, love, and forgiveness. They're on this path. They have a lot of hope. Like what I'm seeing with the stars, the star card, right? Hope, inspiration, healing. There's a lot of hope between these two counterparts. There's a lot of faith. I believe that both counterparts are having a lot of hope, faith, when it comes to this connection. When it comes to the other counterpart, when it comes to themselves, their own journeys. There's a lot of hope and faith. You are protected. It's important for this divine feminine to know that they are protected in following their bliss. What can the divine masculine do to continue helping this river? Stepping into power, you are strong beyond measure. This divine masculine can help this river, the connection themselves, by stepping into their power, realizing, believing, trusting in their own strength, their own abilities. Step into power. How would these combined efforts from these water and fire counterparts, how would this affect the river they share? How would this affect? Awakening presence. The universe is with you. Wear a cloak of protection and love. It would help awaken the river, awaken the connection, awaken the counterparts. The universe is with you. Wear a cloak of protection and love. Their combined efforts would increase the protection and love within this connection. I kept getting that the other day. I've spent a small handful of days not doing videos, and I kept getting, what was I getting exactly? My goodness, I got a lot of things, but there's something specific. What was it? I kept getting like the creation of this metaphorical river, right? It's creating like a reservoir or some kind of like protection, some kind of like safekeeping regarding this connection. And I can't say I truly understand it, but I was definitely getting, there's something about that. It's like by continuing to invest, by continuing to move forward positively, by putting into this connection in some way, it's creating like security for it, or like, okay, anything that you put stuff into that can be taken back out for beneficial reasons. Like, what would that be? Like a bank account. You put your money in a bank account and then you could take it out when you need it or want it. Water reservoir. Keeping water there for when water is needed. There's something about that. I haven't quite figured it out yet, but that's the gist. All right. Choose your path. All is possible. Okie dokie. Let's see. There's something intriguing about this forgiveness card for the Divine Feminine's current river water energy. So I'm kind of getting like, because both of these cards, with forgiveness for Divine Feminine and faith, humanity, and benevolence for Divine Masculine, they both have objects next to their hearts. Symbols next to their hearts. And it's like, what am I getting? I don't know what's happened here. If these counterparts share a past in this lifetime and another one, but there's something here about because there's I feel like I'm not picking up something here, but I'm supposed to. Humanity and benevolence. Trust the good in yourself and others. See the light in the world. And then forgiveness. What's really getting me is this forgiveness energy for Divine Feminine. Because it's like, what are they forgiving? Who are they forgiving? Or is it a general kind of forgiveness energy? Like, I don't know. But with Divine Masculine's card saying, trust the good in yourself and others. I don't know if something's happened in the past between these counterparts. Particularly if the Divine Feminine feels the need or has already forgiven this Divine Masculine for something, or the other way, or both ways. Trusting I don't know if there's something about this. What is it? If this Divine Masculine feels like they did something that would require or would, I don't know, that they want forgiveness for, or that they're trying to forgive themselves for. There's something about this. So this Divine Feminine's going through the process of forgiveness in some way. That's their current energy. And this Divine Masculine is operating from a heart space of faith. Trusting the good in yourself and others. Trusting the good in themselves and others. Stay calm. See the light in the world. Keep going forward. This is helping them to keep going forward. With the ascending the mountain, right? There's challenges and obstacles, but they're not giving up. They're operating through faith. Faith and belief in good. Belief in the positivity of what could happen in this scenario, or what could happen within the connection. See the light in the world. Focusing on the light in the world. And I think this soul expansion, right? It's got the stars in the background. Get over here. It's got the stars in the background. For what Divine Feminine is currently doing, navigating by the stars. The stars back there too. Follow your bliss. What was I getting? Oh, your consciousness is expanding. You understand the connections between all things. I don't know if this Divine Feminine is seeing something from a higher perspective, a more divine, larger picture perspective, a more consciously evolved perspective. And this is assisting them when it comes to forgiveness in some way. Okay, I'm going to move on. Trust. Oh, interesting. Trust. Forgiveness and trust. I don't know. I'm definitely getting something here. And it's probably going to be different for everyone who might resonate with this, but forgiveness and then trust. I don't know if trust has been an issue in some way, or if this Divine Feminine has a difficult time trusting people, or has before had a difficult time trusting people. Interesting. All right. Moving on. Why is forgiveness here for Divine Feminine's current river water energy? Forgiveness. Master Jesus, forgiveness. Oh no. Well, that went kind of far. Transition. You are going through important changes. Transition. Shift, flexible, move. So this Divine Feminine is currently in this energy of change. Forgiveness and change. Shifting, flexible, move. Forgiveness, transition. Transitioning, moving through the changes on this path of light, love, and forgiveness. Important changes that have led this Divine Feminine to be in this forgiveness energy, or having forgiveness because of, oh man, I don't know, things changing. Because what I'm getting. Okay, here's what I'm getting. I could be opening a can of worms, but that's fine. I'm okay with that. What am I getting? So, okay, if this is, let's say, if these two counterparts are, if these are like, if something's happened in the past with these counterparts, right? And a lot of times, specifically in tarot land, you'll hear like people saying, and I'm not saying this is right or wrong, it's just my opinion. People saying like they won't accept anyone coming back from the past, or they feel like if anyone's coming back from the past that it's no good, it's not for their the goodness of their higher self, it's not beneficial in any way, and that it would be a bad idea, right? I don't agree with that. I think that also a lot of people say people don't change. I disagree with that strongly. Being someone who changed dramatically in a pretty short amount of time, on a genuine deep level, in profound ways, evolved as I am now. I wasn't as healed, I wasn't as whatever, right? I would look at that old version of me and be like, damn, absolutely not. But this new version of me, I think, would be a much better, healthier companion in some way. And I see others in that way too. Like, I feel like if we're gonna say absolutely no one from the past, and I'm not talking about people that were super abusive, or obviously, if that's what someone's experience is regarding someone coming back from the past, obviously they probably should stay away from that person. I don't know. To each their own in that regard, right? But I guess what I'm getting is, what am I getting? What was the point? What was the point of me starting to talk about this? Ah, yes. So it's, people change. People do change, in my opinion. And I don't think it's fair to, not fair. I think that by people prohibiting themselves from being open to the idea of having forgiveness and acceptance of people coming back from the past, let's say, right? Like if these are counterparts where something happened in the past and maybe they separated or parted ways, or there's been a significant amount of time or some time. If that's the case here, I think this divine feminine is currently in this forgiveness energy, being open to the idea of perhaps this divine masculine returning in some way, or regarding reconnecting with this divine masculine in some way. Because maybe they share a similar perspective that I do. Because I think when we restrict ourselves or prohibit ourselves from giving people from the past another chance in some way, or interacting with them in the present, or being open to the idea of interacting with them in some way in the future, I think that having that mentality requires having a certain perspective, a highly evolved. They probably share the perspective that people do change. They can if they want to. People can be healthier companions, healthier counterparts. And if they have that perspective, I think that's what's going on here. Being able to forgive for whatever's happened in the past, or forgive for whatever. By prohibiting ourselves, by restricting ourselves into not being able to see the possibility that it would be beneficial and worth it to accept those from the past when they have made changes, when they have worked on evolving, I think that we're risking missing out on really wonderful things. So for instance, if this is resonating for this particular connection, I think that if this divine feminine was not able to forgive, was not able to see things in this higher perspective, they would not be open to this divine masculine for some reason. And I think that in this situation, we're talking divine counterparts, right? I think that in this situation, this divine feminine would be missing out on a really great thing. And that's putting it lightly, you know what I mean? It's a divine connection. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Being willing to see things in a higher perspective that allow us to forgive and be open to the possibility that people do change. People do change. When they want to. They have to want to. They have to experience why, or they have to understand and see what is keeping them from becoming their higher selves. They have to see that they do have a higher self, maybe. If they're not, I don't know. Where am I going? There's going to be a point that I'm trying to make and I haven't found it. Okay, I've got to move on because I've spoken so much that I'm lost. This is going to be a really awkward edited situation that you just saw, I'm sure. Let's shuffle these again. Alright. Why is faith, humanity, and benevolence here for the Divine Masculine's current riverbank energy? Faith, humanity, and benevolence for Divine Masculine. Why is faith here for Divine Masculine? Potential. With some work, you are able to reach your goals. Action, ambition, and hope. Potential. This Divine Masculine is currently in the energy of having faith in potential. Having faith that with some work, they are able to reach their goals. They have hope. Trust the good in yourself and others. See the light in the world. I don't know, maybe this Divine Masculine has gone through some dark times, and it's kind of like when people feel hopeless, right? It's kind of like, I don't know if they're coming out of that feeling of hopelessness in some way, whether that's regarding this connection, their life in general in some way, a particular way. Yes, and that's what they're doing with ascending the mountain. Keep going forward. They're putting in the work to reach their goal. Soul. Why is soul expansion here? For how these divine counterparts' energies are affecting the river they share. Soul expansion for how the river is being affected by their energies. Promise. Keep your word and rise above obstacles. Support, pact, aspire. So these counterparts, their consciousness might be expanding. They might be consciously evolving in some way. And feeling supported by God, the divine, the universe, the connection, the divine counterparts. Promise. Maybe these counterparts have promised themselves or promised the other in some way, or they've made a promise to rise above obstacles. And they're keeping their word. By being in these energies, Divine Feminine in this forgiveness energy, Divine Masculine in this humanity and benevolence, faithful energy. It's keeping a promise in some way. Why is promise here with soul expansion? For how the divine counterparts' energies are affecting the river they share. Why is promise here with soul expansion? For how support. Spirit provides all you need to reach your goals. Help, allies, success. Wow. Promise, support. Spirit provides all you need to reach your goals. Remember what I was saying earlier about it's like the water reservoir, the river being a water reservoir or some kind of like safekeeping for something? I'm definitely getting that. Like there's something here about that. Spirit provides all you need to reach your goals. Help, allies, success. Keep your word and rise above obstacles. Yeah, it's like if both of these counterparts continue to be, like it's, oh man, this is wild, and I probably should spend some time with this thought on my own time. I'll do it when I'm alone or when I'm not trying to speak. Speaking's hard when you're using your intuition because you're supposed to turn your logical brain part off, and speaking words is very difficult. All right. Keep your promise and rise above obstacles. Spirit provides all you need to reach your goals. Yeah, so it's like this river, this connection, is acting as a safe space. I gotta move on. Let's move on. Why is navigating by the stars here? For what divine feminine is currently doing that's affecting the river? Navigating by the stars, follow your bliss. For what divine feminine is currently doing? Navigating by the stars, follow your bliss. Hunting. You are searching for deeper substance. Search, meaning, path. So this divine feminine is following their bliss, navigating by the stars, searching for deeper substance. Search, meaning, path. Path. Feeling inspired, having hope, looking for deeper substance. Search, meaning, path. And this is what the divine feminine is doing. So they're doing something that involves searching for deeper substance. It's interesting because searching for deeper substance and then how these energies, what they're doing is affecting their river. Expand your horizons. It's like finding more. Also with ascending the mountain, this divine masculine, every step they take up this mountain, they're discovering more. They're discovering, both counterparts are discovering more. Or they're going to be discovering more. And it's like the river being affected by, it's expanding. Soul expansion, horizons expanding, depth. It's like in every way, this river is getting larger. It's getting more expansive. And in turn, these counterparts are, you understand the connection between all things. They're becoming connected to this metaphorical river, the connection, right? And in some way, in some way, it acts as a reservoir. And I wish I could tell you more. I don't know. I'm very mindful about things I say. I don't like talking about stuff that I don't know about. Okay. Why is ascending the mountain here? For what the divine masculine is currently doing in their river bank energy. Ascending the mountain for the divine masculine. Medicine. Attend to your health and help others heal. Restore, rest, mend. Medicine. So I don't know if something on top of this mountain is something that could help restore or mend this connection or themselves. Attend to your health and help others heal. This is like ascending a mountain of healing in some way. Or this, by ascending this mountain, by keep going forward, it's leading to healing. It's interesting because with this medicine, there's this flower, right? I believe that's a sunflower. And I noticed in this divine masculine, what they're currently doing with ascending the mountain, there's these flowers down here in the bush or in a field. And this divine, I almost said this divine masculine. Sure, this divine masculine here has been going down this path, and they came across these flowers in some way. And maybe they discovered that it helps heal. I don't know what's going on. And now it's like they keep ascending the mountain because they're gonna find more of those flowers, or there's something about this. They found something. They came across something on this path, and it gave them hope, or it gave them and it has something to do with healing. Restoration, mending, rest. What is that? Going to find more of these flowers. More healing. I mean, we could just be talking about investment in healing this connection. Being invested in the health of these counterparts and the connection they share. Why is vast vistas here? For what for how the river is being affected by what these counterparts are doing. Why is vast vistas here? Expand your horizons for how the river is being affected. Manifest. You attract your goals with intention and work. Power, sight, gather. Interesting. Expand your horizons. Vast vistas. Sight. Yeah, it's like this person's looking at... What did I say earlier? I said something about... seeing the possibility of something or seeing something. You attract your goals with intention and work. For how the river is being affected by what these counterparts are currently doing. Navigate, follow your bliss, keep going forward. And it's like when we're talking about the river, right? Interesting. That's so funny. This whole time I've been seeing, I'm telling you, I might have mentioned it earlier. No, I think I did in another video. But today, I was looking at this card as if this down here was a path going up. This is a river. This is a river, and this person is walking on the river bank area. So we're talking about a river. Ascending the mountain. It's like this divine masculine is continuing to put in the effort, overcoming obstacles and challenges to create this riverbed, to tend to the riverbank. Follow your bliss. The divine feminine has river water energy, following their bliss. It's like the divine feminine is just being the river water, flowing through the river in a blissful manner. Just happy to be the river water. Okay. How the river is being affected. Vast vistas, expand your horizons. The river is expanding. You attract your goals with intention and work. Power, sight, gather. Perhaps it's increasing in power, right? With more depth, with a more expansive river, there's more power. I'm telling you, like a, what are those called? Like a portable battery? Like, there's something here about that, and it's gonna drive me nuts. But it's, I mean, not really. I want to know more about this idea I've got, and it'll come to me. I'm just, right now, trying to talk about it is very challenging. It's like when I learned to walk. My mom said, when I learned how to walk, no one saw me practice. No one saw me trying to learn to walk. It's just one day I was walking. I don't like to do things without having a very solid understanding. All right, moving on. Supreme protection. For what the divine feminine can do in the river water energy to continue helping this river. Supreme protection for what the divine feminine. Bravery. Do what's right despite what others think. Step up, leader, justice. You are protected. Cords are being cut. Move beyond limitation. Trust. Do what's right despite what others think. Step up, leader, justice. So this divine feminine is being encouraged to step up, be a leader, and do the right thing, whatever the right thing is to them. Do the right thing. Move beyond limitation. Trust. I mean, trusting takes bravery. Trusting can be very hard. If someone's experienced... Speaking of my mother, never mind. We were just having this conversation the other day about how hard it is to learn, how hard it is to trust people when you've been consistently shown by others that people can't be trusted. You know what I mean? It's tough. And I was saying to her, I was like, we can play our part. We can try to open ourselves up and be vulnerable in hopes that one day someone will come around that's trustworthy. But we came to the conclusion that big picture wise, it's not entirely up to us. We can create boundaries and work on our discernment, but we can't close ourselves off. We can't close ourselves off to people because we've been hurt before or because we've been betrayed, you know, things like that. Do what's right despite what others think. So this divine feminine might be doing what's right, or they're being encouraged to do what's right despite what others think. Step up leader. Supreme protection. You are protected. Cords are being cut. Move beyond limitation. Trust. By being in this forgiveness energy, by being encouraged to trust, understanding that they're protected, this divine feminine might be taking the lead or stepping up in some way, or this might be doing what's right to them, like do what's right despite what others think. This might go against what other people think. Similar to what I was just saying before about how it's to me it's more common for people to say, I am completely closed off to anyone in my past, and you know, I respect people's decisions and perspectives, but it's kind of like if this divine feminine has been like surrounded by that kind of opinion, and so they're kind of like, oh, if this is someone from their past, I should be closed off to them. You know what I mean? But they feel within that it's right. It's the right thing to do is to trust this person or to forgive them and or forgive them. There's something about that. They're being encouraged to do this. Do what's right despite what others think. They're being encouraged to do whatever they think is right despite what anyone else thinks. Step up, be a leader in some way. Why is stepping into power here for what the divine masculine can do to continue helping this river? Stepping into power. What's this? I'm not going to officially take it. Dreams. Your dreams are telling you the way to go. Plan, path, intuition. Stepping into power for what this divine masculine can do. Enduring. You are making steady, lasting progress. Stable, long-term, deep. Like what I was saying before with deep. It's like how the river, right? It was gaining depth. And the depth of the river, I mean, yes, the water can influence the ground or the riverbed and the land. But I think that there's something here about what the divine masculine can do. Stepping into their power. It's like if there's a riverbank, and it's not aware of its own power, its own strength, or it isn't expressing in a way that represents its true strength or power, it's probably going to be more of like a like it's not going to be as deep of a river created with this riverbed, this riverbank. You know, it's not going to be as expansive. It's going to be limited in some way. What was I saying before? There was one reading I was talking about the river being restricted in a way, and then new parts unlocking. There was something about cycles. There was something about the divine feminine. Anyways, it's similar to that. Enduring. You are making steady, lasting progress. Stable, long-term, deep. Stepping into power. Yeah, so by this divine masculine stepping into their power, recognizing, believing their true strength, their true capabilities, by making steady, lasting progress. The river, the connection will deepen and expand in some way. And it's like, let's say this divine masculine is creating more, they're adding to this river, right? They're adding to the river. They're, I don't know, doing whatever a riverbed does. And all of a sudden there's like new paths for the river water to enter, to take, to follow. It's like this divine feminine is being encouraged to trust the riverbed, the riverbank, the riverbed. Trust the divine masculine and allow themselves to go that way. Why is awakening presence here for how these combined efforts would help the river in this water and fire combination? Why is awakening presence here for how, oh my goodness. River of sky. Go with the flow and trust your dreams. Relax, drift, allow. Desert. You take on challenges and overcome obstacles. Interesting. Yeah, I'm getting like this is there's milestones here, or like specific checkpoints. Like these are important stages that are being encouraged. And that involves, it's very, very important for long-term success with this connection. And oh man, something very important here about the divine masculine understanding and believing their own strength, their own capabilities, their power, and stepping into it. Whatever that might mean for this divine masculine, whatever stepping into their power means for them. It's going to, and by the divine feminine, doing what's right despite what others think, being brave, stepping up, being a leader in some way, moving beyond limitation, right? Move beyond limitation, trust. Yeah, I'm definitely getting, it's like, as the river water, trusting this new river path that the divine masculine is creating or has created. Trusting it. You take on challenges and overcome obstacles. This is how the river would be affected by these combined efforts. Go with the flow, trust your dreams. Relax, drift, allow. You take on challenges and overcome obstacles. Okay, so remember, oh my goodness. Do you remember how I was talking about the water reservoir situation, right? And how it's holding on to something that could be useful in some way or beneficial? What if, in theory, what if by these counterparts continuing to put in the work, continuing to contribute to this connection, to this river, right? What if that was creating something in some way that allowed, it's like they're creating something that will assist in overcoming challenges, or it's like this thing that they've created, right? We'll just say the river. By continuing to put in the efforts and energy into this river, they're creating something that's going to act on its own in some way. And by acting on its own, I mean with the divine, with God, with Source, the universe, etc. It's going to act on its own and be of use. And it's going to be of use because it will help. It will help when it comes to overcoming obstacles and challenges. Okay, so I was just being reminded about, it kept coming to me when I was talking about how it's like creating this river, right? By putting energy, by putting effort, doing the work to build this river or to help nurture this river, it's creating something that can be useful when it comes to overcoming challenges. I kept being reminded of, I think it was the first river reading I did, and it was Revelation 22, and I was like, okay, what's the river of life? So I had to look it up because it's been a minute since I looked back on that. In the Bible, the river of life, or river of the water of life, is a symbolic and prophetic image representing the eternal life, healing, and presence of God. It is flanked by the tree of life, bearing fruit every month. And its leaves are for the healing of the nations. And it's like, that's exactly what I'm feeling. It's that it's going to be its own entity in a way. And it's going to hold or create things that are of benefit. In Ezekiel 47, the prophet Ezekiel sees a vision of water flowing out from the temple. As it flows, it grows from a trickle into a deep, uncrossable river that brings life and heals wherever it goes, even turning the salty Dead Sea into fresh water. That's exactly what we're talking about here. It's like it started out as something small, and it's been expanding. In the New Testament, Jesus frequently uses living water as a metaphor for the Holy Spirit and eternal salvation. He tells the Samaritan woman at the well that anyone who drinks the water he gives will never thirst again. Interesting. Trees surrounding the river bore fruit for food and leaves for healing. And then we have the medicine and the flowers here in the bush. That's what I was talking about. It's like the divine masculine energy looking for more of the whatever this healing is that can be found as they ascend the mountain. And then in Revelation 22, it's verse 12. See, I am coming soon. My reward is with me to repay according to everyone's work. When I was saying it's like a reservoir, right? That when you put something into it, you're putting the work effort, right? And it's like the way I was seeing it and feeling it was like it's something that I am coming soon. My reward is with me to repay according to everyone's work. It's like there's something to it. There's something about this. I'm not going to get too much into it right now. My goodness. You take on obstacles and overcome challenges. Go with the flow and trust your dreams. Yeah, there's something about the divine counterparts' combined efforts. By the divine feminine being brave, doing what's right despite what others think, stepping up. By the divine masculine stepping into their power, understanding and believing, and operating from the strength that they have within. By the divine masculine enduring, making steady, lasting progress. This is going to lead to this river being something that will assist in these counterparts overcoming any future challenges and obstacles. The universe is with you. Wear a cloak of protection and love. It's going to help protect them, their connection, their love. There's something about that.